welcome back to HomeWithJoys.net. I'm going to do a video portion for my review here of the Desire HD. So you might have seen my unboxing video already. That was yesterday, day before, whatever, day before. And I've spent a good few hours writing my review of this device, but I, as normal, thought I'd do a little bit of a video portion as well, just so you can see it in action really. It is a very nice device, very nice. Those that have used HTC Sense before will recognise much of the you see right now. It is the new version of Sense. It's not massively different, but stuff like this where you hold on the screen you get quite a lot of different options here. Changing sounds, notifications, alarms, adding widgets, shortcuts, etc. Changing the actual sort of wallpaper and scene and skin. I don't think they had skin before. So, as before, we get the different scenes. And I presume, I've not actually tested to be honest, but before you could change them and save them. So that's what I'm using at the moment. You can press get more when it tries to get them off the internet, which is good. But also you get skins, so this is just kind of a, well, I mean theme really, I suppose. There's the one that everyone will recognise. And I like the interface. Oh, a strange wood one. I like the interface here, it's very nice and smooth, and this is the kind of stuff that Android needs really, the sort of sexy, snazzy appeal that the iPhone has. And as normal, add widgets as you would before. Let's throw the YouTube, I was going to add that on anyway, there we go. And there we go. So a little bit about that actual device and what I'm finding with it. I find the buttons very annoying. So there's the power on button, there's the volume rocker. I just don't feel, I can't feel if I'm pressing them. I mean, maybe it doesn't help because it's got the battery sort of flat there as well, so if you run your finger there's quite a few different things you feel, and the volume rocker doesn't really stand out. So sometimes I've been playing games like that and I'm trying to turn the volume up or down, I just cannot tell really which. Okay, I think yeah, so I mean okay, I can, but it's not very clear, and there's times where when I try and turn the phone on, and because there's a slight angle there, I don't know if you can see it, when the finger goes and you press, you can't help but press on the top, the highest point, which is there. And obviously you need to get in and round to the power there, which is now turned off. So that's a bit annoying, but not a deal breaker. Battery life, I had terrible battery life yesterday. I used it for 12 hours and literally was down to 4%. But, you know, I went to work and obviously I've got lots of Android fans there. And people wanted to have a look at the device, obviously, so I'm showing them all about it. And it did rip through the battery in 12 hours. Now today, I've put this little plug in, we can see unplugged since, well, so basically it's 2.5 hours and I've only used 7%, so much more promising. I like this along the top of the new Sense. You can go back and use the most recently used things. In fact, we'll go to Limpack. For those that aren't aware, Limpack is benchmarking software, and I press this. The best I've seen is a Nexus 1 which scored about 45, 46. Oh, that's interesting. Why are we scoring? Oh, why is it scoring so low? I was getting 38, 39s this morning. Maybe because it's busy syncing something. Maybe we'll come back to that in a second. The other weird thing, sorry, about the actual design, the speaker socket on the bottom. I couldn't really understand why they did this, and then as I thought about it, I thought, well, why not? So as you hold the device in your hand, if your earphones are plugged in the top, they only droop down somewhere, so why not just have them come out the bottom, and it doesn't droop, you know, it doesn't get in the way of your hand or anything. So, and when you put the device in your pocket, does it really matter if you put it in upside down with the thing coming out? Not really, you're not using it when it's in your pocket, so why not? So as I thought about it, I thought, well, actually, yeah, maybe it makes sense that it goes on there. It might be useful for docks, I don't know, with it being on the bottom as well. So yeah, it just kind of, it's different, and initially you sort of think, oh, why have they done that? And then I thought, well, I suppose actually it makes a little bit of sense. I just want to try this Limpack once more. I'm a bit surprised why it's dropped down. There we go. So maybe it was just because it was busy. We're back up at 36, which is not quite as well. I was like I say, I was getting 38, 39 regularly, and even close on a 40. But either way, that's the only thing that beats that is Nexus 1 on Freo. You know, my Galaxy S will only clock around 13 or 14. The old Desire got about 7. So, you know, it's pretty good hardware. I've run the Quadrant. I won't do it now because it takes a bit longer. I've run Quadrant and it scores in the 1800s, which again is very good. That beats everything apart from a hacked Galaxy S that I'm aware of. I'll show you quickly the camera app itself. One of the things I've been impressed by, maybe it'll do it now, is the flash. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit the shutter key. It turns the lights on. It's got the, obviously we know it's got the 2 LED lights. It turns them on and it adjusts the amount of flash to correct the exposure. When the exposure is correct, it takes the picture. No, it doesn't need to, because we've obviously got enough. Can I force? Oh yeah, like a force flash. I don't know if it's gonna just overexpose though. There you go. Did you see that? So first of all, it's sort of focused. Then it turned. I'll do it once more. Then it turned the flashes on and sort of lowered the intensity of the flash until it got to what it felt was the right level, and then took the picture. Now you don't even get that from a compact camera. You have a picture with a compact camera, it just flashes. It tries to work out in advance how much it needs, but it does just flash. So you end up with some overexposed pictures where the flash is too much and it just bounces right back and all you see is white. And I just think this is quite amazing that it can do that. You see that? I mean, I just think this camera app is fantastic. You get some quite sort of cool little effects down the side as well that it will do in real time, so to speak. So if I say solarize, can you see that? It's sort of, probably doesn't show too well on the camcorder. It applies the effect in real time. You can see it as you're looking at whatever negative. Let's try. Probably be able to see that one. Anyway, so very good camera app. Now, as I said, this is just part of my main review, which is on the hemorrhoids.net website, so please do go there to see the whole thing. I'll go into much more detail. All in all, fantastic camera. The screen is actually a great screen. As I look at it now, I think it's so crisp and clear. It's when I put it next to my Galaxy S that I realise that it is a little bit washed out. I think, oh dear. Actually, that's a sort of good test. You can see how smooth and quick. And anyway, I think I did turn the brightness right the way up. Did I? Oh no, I've got an auto. That's good. I say I thought I'd turn the brightness right the way up to make it look a bit sort of more vivid, but that's on auto, and it does look good. Just looking at it, it does look good. It looks crisp. It looks clear, but the colours are not as strong. Having said that, if you go into, well, I mean, I suppose I'll try and play a YouTube video. The new YouTube app, I hope you've seen already. You should have seen by looking on our website.
Hello, Interwebs. It is Thursday, October 21st, 2010, and the first story that I want to talk about today is about good old Bill Clinton.
Again, it's not necessarily. Sorry, Phil. I don't know how well this sort of transposes onto the video, but that looks pretty clear, pretty good. The colours look pretty good. It's very crisp. So, you know, I can't really put the screen down as a weakness, even though it's not as good as other screens that I've seen. It wouldn't be fair to say it was a weak point of the phone. I listed it in the review as just an annoyance, that it perhaps couldn't be better. But having said that, if it saves battery life, the battery is only 1230 milliamp hours, smaller than pretty much any other one in a device this kind of size. So if it saves battery power, you know, or why not, sort of thing. It is quite a big device, and something else I would just point out now. So if you're holding it as you normally would hold, I struggled to reach that top left corner. If there was an icon up there, you know, if I'm holding it properly, I don't really get further. Oops, don't really get further than about there. I can reach the ones along the bottom, but you can't really. You know, it's that big a device. I struggle. I can just about get up to the notification bar. But you don't have a proper grip. I don't know if you can see that really. If I squeezed hard, it's just going to come straight out. If I was holding it properly like that, I can't reach the notification. So You know, I mean, I've not got massive hands. I'm quite a big guy, but I've not got huge big hands. But if you have smaller hands, you may well struggle with this. And the only other thing, well, you might have heard on that YouTube video, was just the speaker. I think the speaker's terrible. So if I play a bit of Buzz Out Loud.
At least it also does have gas, so even if you're running low
So
on
the speaker's
electricity,
there on the back.
you have enough gas to get somewhere.
Which is actually
Unlike the pure
Now
electric.
I can hear that, obviously.
Anyway, so yes,
I'm
now
sure
we
you
know
can
the
hear that.
truth about the Volt. It's a hybrid.
But, you know, I use it in the morning when I'm getting ready for work. I'll be downstairs perhaps ironing my shirt. My Galaxy S, it's nice and loud. I can hear that, no problems. It struggles a little bit when I'm boiling the kettle. This, I wouldn't even bother trying. If I turned that on and put the kettle on, no way, I wouldn't even know the device was playing anything. And probably even if I'm just stood there ironing, if this is like a metre or so away, I'd be craning to hear what it was saying. So that's, for me, that's the big letdown of the device, and you know, really disappoints me that the San Francisco, for example, that you can buy for £99 has a fantastic speaker in. And this, which is like, you know, £500 a device, terrible speaker. You've got such a great camera, and it is great, and such a terrible speaker. And that reminds me, sorry, I'm jumping back and forward a bit about things, but I just thought I didn't actually show you the quality of the picture that I have taken. Again, hemodroids.net, you'll see the actual review. Oh dear, where do I go? I'll be backwards here. Sorry, these are all different pictures from other cameras that are on the SD card. But I took, yeah, here we go. So I took a picture out of my window, as I often do for the reviews. And even there, I don't know how well that shows in the video. That's a great looking picture. Now this is 8 megapixel, and if I zoom in and give it a second to snap in. Again, I don't know how well you can see about that, but that's just fantastic quality. And I tested this against my Ixus, my Canon Ixus 970, which is a 10 megapixel proper compact camera that cost me about £300. This picture looks better. So if you zoom out, you get an impression of how is that possible? How can a photo from a camera, from a phone, be better than a proper? You know, that is the killer point of this phone for me. The camera is amazing. I've never owned an iPhone, so I don't know how it compares to that. I've always thought generally pictures from iPhones did actually look very good. Don't like giving it credit, but they've always looked pretty good. But I don't know if they can compete with that. That's a fantastic 8 megapixel picture. So that's it. I've probably blabbered on more than I should. This is only supposed to be a little show of how quick, how smooth it runs. And I've gone on for far too long. So yeah, it's just a little look of how it works. Like I say, for the full review, check out hemodroids.net. My name's Andy.